Red pill content online has ruined a lot of men's mentality on how to treat women and what real masculinity is. Influencers like Andrew Tate online are teaching men this red pill content, and it is making them better sinners and teaching them a false narrative of masculinity when we should be looking at to Christ for that. Masculinity an example of what a true man should act and treat other people like. Yeah, I admit, I used to watch a lot of red pill content in high school because I wasn't close to Christ. I didn't know him. So I looked for outside sources. I looked to the world for the answer on what it means to be a man. And, the answers at the time that I got were very warped and so wrong when it comes to the gospel and Jesus' teachings and his example and his masculinity. First of all, red pill content teaches you to be narcissists, all about you, all about me, what I want instead of what the other person wants. These dating coaches online teach us tactics like if a girl is texting you slow, don't text her at all, or if a girl's texting you slow, text slower. Won't respond to a text a day or 2 days after she sends a text. Like all these manipulation tactics just to make ourselves appear more dominant when it should be, relationships should be shared, mutual respect for one another. Yes, men are the household. They are the top dog of the family. They are the head of the house. But that doesn't mean that men should disrespect women. Which leads to my second point, which is red pill content teaches men how to manipulate. And manipulation is a form of witchcraft. People think that sorcery and witchcraft and magic and hypnotism is fake, but it is very real in our world. And it comes in the form of manipulation and seducing people to think your agenda and how you think. Instead of love, it's about control. And they even manipulate you, the viewer who's watching the content, because the red pill is supposed to lead you to Christ. It's not supposed to lead you to stalking up on women and chasing women. It's supposed to lead you to Christ, who is the true masculine character and the true alpha male, as they say. As these, quote unquote influencer alpha males like to call themselves. But anyways, this manipulation, causes us to think like them. And when they get a hold of us, that's when they could teach and seduce and press their agenda and their way of thinking upon us. And it's kind of scary, it's almost a form of brainwashing, which is another form of manipulation and witchcraft. Like there's so many different things that they tell you, like, oh, don't take a girl on a date. Oh, you shouldn't text a girl back. Oh, if you like a girl or she likes you, treat them like trash. Like, oh, use this biopic. Oh, as your profile. And it's just a bunch of games. All games, all manipulation that means nothing. It's little kid stuff, teenage stuff. But when we're men of God, we should be looking towards something more. We should be looking towards character and respect, not about, oh, we use this profile pic instead of this one because you look more ugly in this one, or don't date this girl because she doesn't have a big butt, or all this nonsense. I'm kind of rambling about this, but it's funny but also infuriating to think about at the same time, because it's so loony, it's so crazy, it's so diabolical. But this is how the world operates nowadays. People just want quick pleasure. They don't want an actual spouse or an actual husband that is godly. You know, they these dating coaches are truly the blind leading the blind. They're on the blue pill. They're the ones that are the liars, the wolves in sheep's clothing, the deceptors. Those dating coaches are those people. Matthew chapter 15 verse 14 warns us about these people, saying, "Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch." So if we continue to listen to these red pill people like Andrew Tate and all these, alpha male podcasts, then we will be just like them, and we will fall into the same ditch they have fallen into. Because no matter how manly or rich they seem to appear, we all know that they are just broken men. They are insecure and they're weak. And we should still pray for them because, Jesus could save anyone. And we, as Christians, we need to be praying for those who are lost and those who have not yet found Christ, so that they may be delivered from their sins. But just know that these people are not as strong as they seem to be. They are sinners. And at the end of the day, they're teaching you to be a better sinner. That's why at the end of Matthew chapter 15 verse 14 it says, "Both shall fall into a ditch," because they teach you to be a better sinner like them, and you become a better sinner and start doing Satan's works and what Satan wants you to do, so he could take advantage of you and he could take control of you. So this is why the red pill community and content is so bad for men. And next video I'm going to be talking about feminism, because that's literally the exact same thing as red pill content, but just for women. There's so much lies, there's so much false doctrines out there that we need to be careful of consuming and believing, because not all of these, not everything that you hear is of God or is remotely related to Christianity and its teachings or the teachings of Jesus, but the exact opposite, and what the world, aka Satan, wants you to do, because he knows that when you do these things, you become more of a sinner and more of a simp. Because a simp is someone who worships females, who chases after them, who lives for them. And these men, these alpha male, quote unquote, that's what they do. They chase after girls, and not only that, but they treat them like trash. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25 says, "Husbands, love your wives, just as the Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." That is the biblical definition of what a man should act like towards their significant other, their wives. Amen. And if there is something that you need to take from this video, it is that verse, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 25, because that tells you exactly the type of man that you should be like towards your wives. And if you need an example, look to Jesus Christ, for he is the ultimate masculine figure. For he sacrificed himself on the cross for us. And that is what a man does. A man sacrifices for those whom he loves. Amen.